Switzerland, a country where clocks tick to the rhythm of the Alps and chocolate is almost a religion. A tiny country in size, but huge in beauty, precision, and culture. On this trip, we'll explore its 10 most visited cities, from charming mountain villages to trendy global cities, ready for a journey that combines history, luxury, and nature. Well, get ready, because at number 10, our tour of Switzerland's most spectacular destinations begins. In the heart of Ticino, you'll find Lugano, a city that mixes Swiss elegance with an Italian vibe. Its palm-lined streets and lake, surrounded by mountains, give it a Mediterranean feel that just makes you fall in love. Founded in the 9th century, Lugano has always been a meeting point between northern and southern Europe. One of its most famous spots is Monte Bre. You can take a funicular up for about 25 Swiss francs, and it's an experience that gives you amazing views of the lake. Also worth seeing is Parco Chiani, the city's green heart, and the Museum of Art of Italian Switzerland, where tickets are about 15 francs. Even though it's a financial center, its real treasure is its relaxed atmosphere. Here, enjoying creamy polenta with local cheese and a Ticino Merlot wine is practically a must-do. Plus, Lugano boasts more sunny days a year than any other Swiss city, a perk that makes its charm shine even brighter. Surrounded by vineyards and mountains, right in the heart of the Rhone Valley stands Sion. It's one of Switzerland's oldest cities, with signs of life going back over 7,000 years. Its story is woven with the twin hills of Valais and Tourbillon, where two medieval castles rest, watching over the skyline. Tourbillon Castle offers a free visit with amazing views, while the Basilica of Valais, for about 10 francs, lets you see one of the oldest working organs in the world, built way back in the 15th century. Sion is also a place for wines and festivals. Every September, it throws its big wine festival, where the air fills with music and old traditions. But what really makes Sion special is its weather. With more than 300 sunny days a year, it's known as the brightest city in the country. Between the smell of wine and the sound of medieval bells, this place feels like it's paused in time. Founded in 1157, Fribourg is a medieval treasure where French and German live together in perfect harmony. Its cobblestone streets and old bridges cross the Sarine River, connecting centuries of history. The heart of the city beats in its old town, where the St. Nicholas Cathedral stands tall at 74 meters. Going up its tower cost only 5 francs, and from the top, you get one of the most amazing views in the region. Down below, the wooden Bern Bridge keeps the spirit of the days when Fribourg was an important trading hub. Very close by is the Espace Jean Tinguely-Niki de Saint-Phal, which costs 12 francs to enter and offers a burst of modern art. The most fascinating thing about Fribourg is its funicular, which has been running since 1899 using only recycled water for power. A perfect example of how this city brings together tradition, being good for the environment, and creativity. On the shores of the majestic Lake Geneva, you'll find Lausanne, a lively city that just breathes youth and culture. Founded by the Romans, today it's home to the International Olympic Committee, making it the sports capital of the world. Its main treasure is the Olympic Museum, where for about 20 francs you can see torches, medals, and interactive exhibits. Right next to it is the Auchi Promenade, perfect for enjoying an ice cream while the sun shines on the lake's waters. In the old town, Lausanne Cathedral commands respect with its Gothic architecture. Climbing its tower costs only 5 francs and gives you a breathtaking panoramic view. Every summer, the city celebrates the Festival de la Cité, filling its streets with art and music. And here's a fun fact. Lausanne is the steepest city in Switzerland, with elevation changes that go up to 500 meters. Even the buses need special brakes to get around its hills. Basel is pure culture. Located on the border with France and Germany, it mixes medieval history with amazing modern architecture. It was founded by the Romans and still has in its old town the Grand Basel Minster, which you can visit for free. It's a famous example of European Gothic style. Its art museum, the oldest in the world open to the public, lets you see masterpieces for about 25 francs. During Fastnacht, its carnival, The streets change from 4 in the morning into a sea of lights, drums, and masks, in a celebration recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage. Basel also has more museums per person than any other European city. The Tingoli Museum, with an entry fee of 15 francs, will amaze you with its sculptures. And if you like something a bit different, you can take a boat on the Rhine and sail between 3 countries in less than an hour. Only in Basel do culture and geography come together in such a special way. Elegant, diplomatic, and modern, Geneva is Switzerland's international gateway. Founded by the Romans, today it's home to the European headquarters of the UN and CERN, where the famous Higgs boson was discovered. One of its symbols is the jet d'eau, a giant fountain that shoots 500 liters of water per second up to 140 meters high. St. Pierre Cathedral, with a 10 franc entrance fee, lets you climb its tower for an amazing view of Lake Geneva. The Palace of Nations, where the UN is located, offers guided tours for about 15 francs, while the Museum of Art and History opens its doors for free. The city also wins you over with its food. There's nothing like a Gruyère cheese fondue or filet de perche by the lake. And here's a cool fact. Geneva has more luxury watches per square meter than anywhere else on Earth. Here, time really is precious. Lucerne is like a postcard of Switzerland. Surrounded by snowy mountains and blue lakes, it keeps the medieval spirit of the Confederation alive. Founded in the 8th century, it was super important in bringing together the first Swiss cantons. Its Chapel Bridge, built way back in 1333, is the oldest covered bridge in Europe and crosses the Reuss River with amazing charm. The water tower nearby was a prison and archive back in the Middle Ages. The Transport Museum, which is the most visited museum in the country, costs about 32 francs and lets you try out train, plane, and rocket simulators. From the central station, you can catch the cogwheel train to Mount Pilatus, which is said to be the steepest in the world, with slopes that go up to 48%. A round trip costs about 78 francs. Lucerne will steal your heart with its lakeside promenade, where enjoying handmade chocolate in front of the Alps becomes an unforgettable experience. At the foot of the mighty Matterhorn lies Zermatt, an Alpine village that has made history. With no cars, only electric vehicles and carriages are allowed. It's one of the cleanest places in the world. Its fame began in 1865 when Edward Whymper conquered the Matterhorn, a feat that marked the start of modern mountaineering. Today, the Gornergrat Bahn, a scenic train that climbs to over 3,000 meters, costs about 114 francs for a round trip and offers views of 29 peaks over 4,000 meters. The Matterhorn Museum, with a 10 franc entry fee, tells the story of those first heroic expeditions. In winter, Zermatt offers 360 kilometers of ski slopes, and in summer, trails that wind through glaciers. Here you'll also find the highest hotel in Europe, the Kulm Hotel Gornergrat, located at 3,100 meters above sea level, where sleeping is literally touching the sky. Between Lake Thun and Lake Brienz lies Interlaken, Switzerland's adventure capital. Founded by monks in the 12th century, its name literally means between lakes. Today, it's a paradise for thrill seekers. Paragliding over the Jungfrau costs about 180 francs, and from the air, you can see snowy peaks and green valleys. From here, you can catch the train to Jungfraujoch, Europe's highest train station, sitting at 3,454 meters high. The trip, which is around 210 francs, offers views of glaciers and clouds that look like something out of a dream. Harder Kulm, which you can reach by funicular for about 38 francs, gives you one of the most famous views in the country. Interlaken is also one of the safest places in the world to do extreme sports, and when evening comes, there's nothing better than a fondue at the Hotel Interlaken, which has been welcoming travelers since the year 1323. At the top of our list is Zurich, Switzerland's largest, most successful, and most visited city. Founded by the Romans as Turicum, it's a cool mix of history, art, and a life quality that's just amazing. Its old town, with all its medieval alleys, is a neat contrast to the modern Zurich West area, which is packed with trendy art galleries and restaurants. The Swiss National Museum, which costs about 15 francs to get in, tells the story of centuries of Swiss history. And the Kunsthaus Zurich, for about 23 francs, shows off amazing art from people like Monet, Van Gogh, and Giacometti. Taking a boat ride on Lake Zurich is only about 10 francs and gives you a magical view of the city. Zurich has more banks per person than any other city in the world, but it also has over 70 parks. This makes it a perfect mix of business and nature. And if you want to try something truly Swiss, order a Zürcher Geschnetzeltes. It's a veal stew with cream and mushrooms that really shows off Swiss elegance in one dish. And so, we wrap up our trip through Switzerland's 10 most visited cities. It's a country where nature, precision, and history all come together like a perfectly made clock. From the Swiss Alps in Zermatt to the banks of Zurich, Switzerland shows us that beauty isn't just something you see, it's something you experience. If you enjoyed this journey, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments which of these places you'd love to visit. See you on the next adventure. Bye for now.